Okay, so if you came into my classroom and you're a fly on the wall in my classroom, the first thing you'd notice is that the students are all pretty much enjoying themselves. They're having fun. They're not out of control, the behaviour is controlled, but they can feel free taking a few risks, they can ask whatever questions they want, but they're engaged in the tasks that I've set, and they're enjoying the act of learning and carrying out whatever I've asked them to do. Number two, if you stayed for a while, you would notice that the lesson has a plan. So if you came in very early, there'd be some task for the students to start off with to sort of pull them in and get them used to or get them interested in what it is that I want them to learn. And then we'd start with some basic tasks, and then we build on those tasks, and tasks would become excuse me, more and more complicated as we went through, and I would be checking every step of the way of how they're doing, of all students understood what I want them to understand. And then if you came and saw a series of lessons, you realise that lessons build on lessons that I had before, and they're also prepping students for lessons that are to come. So I'm slowly but surely making things more and more complicated, building on top of what they've learned and increasing their knowledge in tiny little steps. Number three, what you would see is a variety of tasks. So I don't really like standing at the front and talking, and I don't have too much of a didactic approach to teaching. Instead, there'll be all sorts of tasks for students to do that hopefully builds on all the different ways that the students like to learn and keep them interested. I think it's very, very important that you try and get your students to learn without them realising that they are learning, and it's absolutely wonderful at the end of the lesson when you do a little bit of a plenary and you test and see what they've learned. And they are overawed by the fact that they've actually learned a lot of stuff and they didn't even realise they were doing it.